Okay, let's get into the reading then. So the story is called The Wolf, the Wolf Dog, the Good Boy, and the Domicile. Chapter 1. The Wolf and the Domicile. On a warm summer's evening in a forest of life, a clearing grew from the vast thicket. Central of the clearing was a fire fed with a damp log. Hanging over the spitting, sizzling, crackling fire was a pig carcass with spots of freezer burn. A fell tree ran the length of the clearing beside the fire. Somewhat sunk into the earth was the trunk of the fell tree, upon which sat two members of the domicile. As all members of the domicile, these two members of the domicile were the same in character and appearance. The two members of the domicile had long and skinny, bony even, arms and legs, but their belly and face was always full. The two members of the domicile spoke with an inherited upper-class English accent. The two members of the domicile wore black tuxedos with tailcoats and top hats. As the freezer-burnt carcass cooked over the fire, the two members of the domicile spoke among themselves until the second member of the domicile cried out in anguish. "Oh, bother!" the second member of the domicile cried, and he pointed to the brush that bordered the thicket, for there stood a wolf. The wolf stood proud on its long legs and its chest puffed with confidence. The wolf was a perfect embodiment of its nature. The wind ruffled the wolf's thick grey fur as its wild eyes focused upon the two members of the domicile and penetrated them. "Oh, bother!" the first member of the domicile cried with anguish. The two members of the domicile froze in place, but for their teeth, which chattered with fear. Suddenly, the two members of the domicile began to sing quietly to distract from their anxiety. The wolf stepped from the brush, making no sound with its paws on the twig-scattered ground. The wolf walked confidently to the carcass over the fire and bit down on the thigh of the pig. The wolf yanked hard at the pig, tearing the carcass to the ground. The wolf turned its back to the two members of the domicile and dragged the carcass to the brush, then the thicket and beyond. Many moments passed after the wolf had moved beyond sight and sound with the carcass before the two members of the domicile's anxiety subsided and the song came to an end. Silence echoed the trees about the two members of the domicile before the second member of the domicile spoke. "That ghastly wolf came upon us from the brush." "Quite," confirmed the first member of the domicile, "and he stole our pig carcass." "And do you know," the first member of the domicile continued, "I was going to stop him, for I am strong, but I thought it awfully terrible for me to do so." "And I," the second member of the domicile proclaimed, "for I too am strong. I too would have stopped him if it was not awfully terrible for me to do so." Both nodded in agreement with the other's proclamation.